thanks for Lawrence and Michael, and for their opening hearts and willing spirit, and for the example of love they embody here in our presence. Be with them on this joyous occasion of showing their love and making their vows, and be with us, their witnesses, that we may all be changed by what is said and witnessed here today. Amen.
As we begin today's celebration, I would like to ask who presents this woman to be married to this man. Today their relationship changes. All of us know it will grow and become stronger and better. Indeed, this is a day of hope, a day in which Michael and Lauren demonstrate their commitment, devotion, and mutual respect, as well as their faith and love in one another. You who are gathered here as witnesses are called to continue your support and encouragement as they unite in marriage. We all know that marriage is more than two people standing up here repeating vows. There is an art to any creative activity, so too in marriage. Part of the art of marriage is finding room for things of the Spirit. So to you both, I say, continue in your search for the good and the beautiful things in this life. Part of the art of marriage is being flexible. So in your marriage, cultivate flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. Most important, develop the capacity to forgive and heal your differences day by day. Always remember that love will prevail. Love will be the miracle always inviting you to learn, to blossom, and to expand your horizons. This ceremony today is the most serious covenant made before all of us as witnesses. From your new relationship comes the nurturing and strength you will need to face the world. Only from this moment on, you will face the world together in a new way. Today, a new family is born, and our world will be better for its birth. For this, we all celebrate. I'm going to ask Joanna to come forward and present the music.
A soulmate is someone who has locks that fit our keys and keys that fit our locks. We feel safe enough to open the locks. When we feel safe enough to open the locks, our truest selves step out and we can be completely and honestly who we are. We can be loved for who we are and not for who we're pretending to be. Each unveils the best part of the other. No matter what else goes wrong around us, with that one person, we're safe in our own paradise. Our soulmate is someone who shares our deepest longings, our sense of direction. When we're two balloons and together our direction is up, chances are we've found the right person. Our soulmate is the one who makes life come to life.
I'm going to ask Rose, the mother of the groom, to present the second reading.
Bless this marriage, O God, as Lord and Michael begin their journey down the road of life together. You don't know what lies ahead, or the road turns and bends, but help them to make the best of whatever comes their way. Help them to hug each other often, talk, and laugh a lot. Help them to continue to enjoy each other as they did when they first met. Help them to realize that nothing or no one is perfect, and to look for the good in all things and all people, including themselves. Help them to respect each other's likes and dislikes, opinions and beliefs, hopes, dreams, and views. Help them to learn from each other and to help each other grow mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Help them to realize that there is design and purpose in their lives as in the world. And if they will hold on to each other, they will know that things have a way of working out for the good. Help them to create for their children a peaceful, stable home of love as a foundation on which they can build their lives. But most of all, dear God, help them to keep lit the torch of love that they now share with hearts, so that by their loving example, they may pass on the light of love to their children and their children's children.
Michael, you have chosen Lauren to be your wife. Will you love and respect her? Will you be honest with her always? And will you stand by her through whatever may come?
I will.
Lauren, you have chosen Michael to be your husband. Will you love and respect him? Will you be honest with him always? And will you stand by him through whatever may come? Now in the affirmation of joy and friendship, I want to ask your families and friends a question. You, the families and friends of Lauren and Michael, give them your blessing and support, wishing them a wonderful life together.
We do.
Lauren and Michael, we now come to your vows. May I remind you that saying your vows is one thing, but nothing is more challenging than living them day by day. What you promise today must be renewed tomorrow and each day that stretches out before you.
In the presence of our family and friends, I, Michael, choose you, Lauren, to be my wife, to have and to hold, and to stay for. For better or for worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, in joy and sorrow, to love and to cherish, and to be faithful to your will. This is my self-vow.
I, Lauren, do you my wife, to be my husband, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better for worse, for richer for poorer, in sickness and health, in joy and in sorrow, to love and to cherish, and to be faithful to your ends. This is my soul now.
Lauren, I give you this ring that you may wear it as a symbol of the vows you have made this day. I pledge you my love and respect, my laughter and my tears, and all that I am, I honor you.
Michael, I give you this ring, that you may wear it as a symbol of the vows we have made this day. I pledge you my love and my respect, my laughter and my tears. With all that I am, I honor you.
Now may those who wear these rings live in love all their days. Now may the love which has brought you together continue to grow and enrich your lives. May you meet with courage the problems which arise to challenge you. And may your relationship always be one of love and trust. May the happiness you share today be with you always, and may every word you have pledged here be a living truth in your lives.
You gotta wait for the kids.
Look.
Carried to have made today before each one of us as witnesses. Therefore, in the honesty and sincerity of what you have said and done here today, it is my honor and delight to declare you henceforth to be husband and wife. You may seal your vows with a kiss. To be able to introduce not only to family and friends, but also to the world, Lauren and Michael as husband and wife. Please let your applause be loud.
Can you say that again? All my fault. Whose fault was it?
It was all Mark's fault.
Shirley, Pat, you're supposed to say hello. Shirley, don't hide away. You're supposed to say hello.
All right, now stand with Pat. Now stand with Pat.
Okay, there. There's a picture. I guess. Don't be shy.
My other honey, Shirley.
So you made it.
1 minute late. Too close call.
Probably 15 minutes before. We've been here sooner if it wasn't for Mark. He's driving there.
Who? I was just driving.
Yeah.
I was just taking the directions. I was giving the directions George gave me. I was taking the directions George gave me.
Here's the bar.
You were right. I got you already. Have you? You're supposed to say something.
What am I? Oh, to talker.
Oh yeah.
It was a good wedding.
Good.
Yeah,
that's right.
You blaming it on Pat yet?
He said he was taking directions.
I was just taking directions, buddy. I told him. I'm driving.
I must say, you take directions well.
I do. Whenever someone tells me go, I go.
I like the guy on the...
Take a photo of George. George is sitting at the table with all the young people.
I came to know Lauren about 8 years ago. We met at the Rideau Center. And we bonded over probably the most common of human experiences, the broken heart. I remember Lauren clearly looking at me and saying, "You just got dumped?" "Me too." And so we laughed. And it really didn't take very long for me to know that I had met someone pretty special. We share what I think is a very rare commonality. You may just call it a strange and sometimes inappropriate sense of humor. Somehow, Lauren and I managed to find the most not funny of circumstances completely hilarious. And I think that it's this rare ability to laugh that's gotten us through many a trial. So one such trial that comes to mind took place a few years ago in our 20s. Well, I'm still 20 in my 20s actually, but in our 20s. Our early 20s. Lauren was just home from Australia and I was a starving student. And together we made perhaps the most broke 20-year-olds in downtown Ottawa. We found matching apartments across the street from one another and slept on makeshift beds. And we would would call each other not with the most recent gossip or the latest news, but with questions like, what do you have to eat? So together we would scrounge and come up with hilarious and sometimes strange versions of dinner. Things that the average person would probably hide. Most people would be embarrassed by this kind of destitution, like plain rice and tuna for dinner. To us, it was hysterical. The summer was epic, and for me, it's the perfect example of how we managed to laugh our way through just about everything. So Lauren's a very special person to me. I like to call her my person. This is to quote Dr. Christina Yang of Grey's Anatomy fame. For those of you not in the Grey's Anatomy loop, your person is sort of like a super friend. It's the person that knows you and all of you, and it's the person that you call not just to gossip or share your latest news, but to share your humiliations, your embarrassments, your tears, your failures. Sorry, I might get a little bit emotional. So, Lauren is this person to me. And as you can well imagine, such a person, as generous, and this is the woman that shared her last can of water-packed tuna, if you recall, is hard to match. And I didn't know if I could imagine somebody as generous as Lauren, or as hilarious for that matter. But I would be proven wrong. Enter Mike. This character does exist. He's generous and loyal and hysterical, and he really does make a strangely perfect match for Lauren. I remember thinking, like, who is this guy? Mike, you're a rare breed, I have to say. What comes to mind is literally 2 weeks after they started dating, Lauren and I were moving, and Mike helped her move. Note, this was not just any move. It was into a 3-story brownstone in downtown Ottawa, without elevators, on New Year's Day. And he didn't just show up and not complain, he brought friends. Like, who could ask for more? And I was seriously like, is he for real? So as you can imagine, they are like the super team of generosity. Another example of such generosity is, I think, Valentine's Day 2008. I don't know if you remember this, but I remember it clearly. Mike and Lauren enjoying a lovely romantic dinner in our living room.
No way.
With me. They literally dragged me out of my dateless bedroom and forced me to enjoy the meal with them. So really, Mike never, ever failed to impress. Like, it's strange. He's always willing to lend a hand, he never complains, and he consistently showed up with candy. So Mike, I really just want to say that I think you're fantastic, and I really, really mean it. You are a good man, and you have a good heart. I could not have picked.
All right.
I want you to know. You're a beautiful couple. And Lauren, so we have done broken hearts and empty cupboards, and we've made it through wedding prep, and I'm standing here to tell the tale. And I just want to tell you that I'm genuinely honored. It really is an honor to be up here with you today, and I'm so, so happy for you guys. So with that, I say congratulations from the bottom of my heart, and I ask everyone to raise a glass. I've always wanted to do this. To Mike and Lauren. Thank you.
Excellent.
and take this time to acknowledge, like, look at how wonderful these women look. Honestly, guys, give it up. I'm serious. I love and Lauren is I'll leave the thank yous up to Mike and Lauren, but I would like to extend a thank you to Richard and Rose, Mike's parents, and Lori, Lauren's father, for helping them plan today. And by that I mean, you know, open up the bank account, because that tends to help. My name is Ryan Gibson, and I am the best man this evening, and I have the pleasure of addressing you. When I was asked by Mike to join him today, I was very honored and humbled. But then I realized I have nothing positive to say. I don't know why I've really hung out with him all this time, but nonetheless, it is a free meal. Yeah, you know, here I am tonight. I had been politely asked by Mike and Lauren to speak within certain constraints, and yeah, that's not going to happen. So, if you wish to blame anyone for all the pain you're about to endure, or me, Michael DiOrio was born the sole male sibling to 3 sisters. That upbringing strengthened his resolve to stay away from the female gender as long as humanly possible. Even having the largest private Lego collection this side of the continent was somehow able to keep the ladies at bay. Our paths crossed around 10 years old. When I reminisce about those times and the jokes we shared, I wish I could remember anything about them. But we shared the wonderful grace of 2 super nerds, so we bonded quickly. After some time, I was eventually allowed to visit the DiOrio household, and I realized he was a young adolescent going on 43. I implore anyone here to find me another young man who helped with household chores, assisted his mother in babysitting half the children of Orleans, and kept his bedroom cleaner and more organized than your average mom. We carried this friendship into middle school. If we shared a class, we sat beside each other. If there was a test or assignment to fail, we did it together. And if we got into trouble for the pranks we pulled, well, we blamed others and laughed if they got them out to dry. Swimming, video games, road hockey, basketball, those filled our days. Mike has joined me on family vacations, and we even played baseball on the same team for 5 years. No matter what I did, he would not go away. We progressed into high school, and our social circle soon expanded and included some of the upstanding citizens that you see before you today. We continued our sidekick routine, but now we had a small militia at our disposal to exact feats of chaos. So whether we were skipping classes to drink beer, pranking our friends with stunts that only our enemies deserve, sorry Peter, and exacting calculated feats of revenge on the school's administration for what we believed were great injustices to our civil liberties. We graduated high school somehow, and we developed a great bond with our friends, which continues today. Yeah, it is. We began planning our next phases in life, and I got wind of Mike's intention to join the Navy. And to be honest, it took me by surprise. I mean, Bata Shoes is such a strong career choice, but he did choose the Navy. I was somber that he was leaving, but I felt admiration and pride for Mike, and in addition to the high level of respect that I had for him as my friend, because that took a lot of courage on his part to do that. He was well suited for military life, a system shaped on organization, protocols, loyalty, and making sure everything is really, really clean. There were 2 kinds of Mikes at this time. One was Ottawa Mike. He would send you postcards and call you on your birthday from whatever country you were in, craving the latest gossip from back home. Navy Mike, as we saw, when he came back home, at this time we craved the stories of adventures in far-off places, the excitement and chaos of Navy life, and other sordid tales which we will not repeat here. I had the pleasure of visiting them during this time out in Esquimalt where he was stationed, and one of my favorite moments was with him during this visit. We've been walking or taking the bus everywhere, and my beautiful feet were getting tired, so I suggested we take his car one day to go out. He was reluctant at first, but after some persuasion on my part, he conceded. When he got into his vehicle, I put on my belt, sat patiently, and was just waiting. And after about 2 minutes, the car hadn't started yet. I turned to see him staring blankly at the dashboard. Mike, are you okay? Yeah, everything's fine. I'm just trying to remember how to drive a car.